It's very dirty under there. Yeah, yucko. Let's see here. Well, I'm just gonna get down and dirty. I think I've gained access to the area where window mechanism is. Let's see if I can fix it. I know, this is gonna be fun. Well, I have no clue what I'm looking for. Inside is just an empty cavity there where the window goes down into, but I don't see any kind of failed mechanism or anything, just like dangling there. And I don't know how the window actually operates, and I don't really know what I'm looking for. So thought it was worth a try to peel back the door panel and see maybe something obvious was in there, you know, like some kind of gremlin gonna jump out and get me, but no such luck. Well, no big surprise that I lost one of the tabs here. Whatever. Hey, by the way, well, Sunday's usually my sleep-in day, and I made it to 6:30. And that was right about when nature called and said, "Get up, you lazy POS. Get to it and start your day, because I'm ready to go." Vaughn's is only a few blocks down the street from where I was parked up, and so I made that easy decision to use fine porcelain and plumbing, the likes of which are provided by Vaughn's supermarkets. So then I tried to fix my own window here by ripping apart the door panel. That seemed perfectly logical, but to no avail. I didn't really think I'd be able to fix it, but figured why not give it a shot. I'm just sitting here in the parking lot watching people drive around, go to the stores, go to the drive-through, in and out of the parking lots. You know, I've always liked just kind of sitting around and observing people. I like to look at people, wonder what they're doing, where they're going, you know, what their life is like, what's their agenda. Everyone's got an agenda when they're out. The personal agenda kicks in hard for some people too. You know, those people that ride you, ride up on you, and then they speed around you and cut you off just to stop at the next stoplight right in front of you. Their personal agenda's kicking in hard. But we all have it. We all have things that are driving us, motivating us to do whatever we're doing. But I often wonder, like I see a line of cars all going in and out of the same place. And it's always perplex me. You know, there's this like cattle, like sheep, like hive mentality that people always talk about. And, you know, I've done my hardest to always avoid that sort of thing. If there's a line of people, I usually figure there's probably another way to get to where you're going or get the same result as what you're trying to do without getting in that line with all those other people. This sort of thing was ingrained in me as a child by my father, who on many instances would prove that there's always another way to do something. And one memory sticks out clearly in my mind, and this will date me as much as this does. But I remember when the first Batman movie came out. No, not the Dark Knight trilogy. The one that came out in, what was it, the late 80s? 90, something around there. And I remember when that came out, I was a huge Batman fan. Of course, I wanted nothing more than to watch Batman the day it came out in the theater, along with millions of other people. My dad and I went to the theater. This was in Los Angeles. And, I mean, there was lines just wrapped around the theater. Wrapped around. Multiple lines, because it was showing in like every available theater they had at the time. It was the biggest thing. And we get there, we didn't pre-buy tickets. I don't even know if that was a thing back then. Even if it was, it wouldn't have been on our radar. But we walk up to the ticket booth, and there's just this long line of people. Had it been 30 to 50 people long. And I got bummed, you know? I'm like, oh man, we got to win this line. We might even get to see the movie. What if it's sold out? And my dad kind of looks around. He goes, watch this. And he walks right up to the ticket booth just as a new clerk is coming up and removing the close sign and opening up a new line. And my dad was first in line, got our tickets immediately, bypassed the line of 50 people waiting there. I'm pretty sure he was eyeing the box office and noticed a new employee walking in. But nevertheless, it was impressive, especially to me as a small kid. But it showed me that there's always a different way to do something. If you keep your eyes open, keep alert, pay attention. And proof is in the pudding. This is what you get. You program a child to do things differently. Here I am in a van, sitting in a grocery store parking lot with an LED light shining on me, talking to a camera as drivers go by, giving me one of these looks. What would I be doing right now if I didn't have this thing? I'd be sitting in a tiny little box inside a bigger box next to somebody else's box with little boxes in it. And I don't like being boxed in. You might say, oh, well, you're in a box on wheels now. Yeah, but guess what? My box on wheels goes wherever I want it to go. If I don't like where I am in one moment, I just turn on the key and go somewhere else. Yeah, I know, I probably said that before. You probably heard other people saying that dozens of times. You're sick of hearing it. Well, that's what it's all about. If you don't like where you are, change it, move, go, get out of here. Don't tell me about how much your life sucks or why it sucks if you're not going to do anything to change it. Well, speaking of, boxes and little boxes inside of those, these things we call houses, I was speaking with my friend, and now, when we say speaking today, we mean text messaging, right? Because who makes phone calls? And you think I'm meeting with people in person and talking to them? That's insanity. Anyways, I was having a text message conversation with my friend Dorinda earlier today, and we were kind of reminiscing, lamenting a little bit about how the countryside is disappearing faster than you know it. And I've only lived here in this Fresno area, greater Clovis area, for about a decade, off and on, not full time. Few years here, move away, come back for a couple years, move away, back for another year or two, whatever. But over that short period of 10 years, I've seen so much built here, so much of the countryside disappearing. And it's disappearing at an ever increasing rate. All around town, all north of town, all east of town. It's just one housing development after the other going up right now. I mean, these developers are like just chomping at the bit. But it's just like history is disappearing. I mentioned before, I'm working on a documentary about the San Joaquin and Eastern Railroad. Sometimes that comes into my videos here because it's really a big part of my life in the sense that I'm always thinking about it. And often I just take drives to go see locations where it used to exist. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go and we're going to drive the first half of the original route of the San Joaquin and Eastern Railroad as much as is humanly possible right now. Sections of it are not reachable. Some parts are in like preserve, conservancy, whatever you call it, that is not open right now. You know, believe me, I've been in contact with these people and, you know, they don't know when they can open. So they're just keeping it closed. And we're going to go from the original El Prado station, which was just off of Willow and Copper, north of Clovis. We're going to follow Auberry Road all the way to Auberry and maybe just a little bit beyond as far as I'm comfortable driving in my van until we hit the part where the pavement ends. Once that pavement ends and we're on the old railroad grade Jose Basin road, we're not taking my van anymore. I mean, the road's as wide as my van, so that's not going to happen. I got tired of looking at all the crowds, so I thought I'd just head a couple miles away, and wouldn't you know it, nobody here. Yeah, can I get a McDouble and a large Sprite, extra ice?
All right.
That's it.
Your total's going to be $3.44 the first window.
Thank you. Not having a properly functioning window really makes this process all the more tricky. Thank you. Yeah, so I gave up on the side window. I don't think a bag was going to fit through there anyway. I see that guy over there. I don't know if you saw him just in front of me on the motorcycle. And man, I used to be that guy. Full-time motorcycle. All the time, every day. Rain or shine. Oh, golly, I don't miss that. Riding to work on the 99 freeway in the rain? No, thank you. What a brutal mess that was. Glad those days are behind me. Woo-wee. See who's here today. All these white trucks are always here. Those are city trucks. This black car is always here. And of course, the friendly neighborhood Toyota Matrix, right where it was for the last week plus.